How do you react to G9's latest "Why do you need 25 weapons" video? Would you ever consider 25 bleed Naginata or 25 fingerprints?
I didn't watch this video. I have seen the thumbnail and I was actually quite curious, but I was busy at the given moment. Let me actually see this video real quick. Let's see what Jeenine has to say.
This is something I did one time as a meme, and it was actually pretty damn solid. It was very strong on consistency, because the idea with inventories and swap is that you don't want to switch your inventory all the time, and you don't want to change your layout all the time. You want the same thing, and you want access from the same button press to like the same swaps every time. So if, for example, I was using a Earth Steel Dagger here, I'd want, when I click on the trigger, let's say I have Clean Rot Rapiers, 5 Clean Rot Rapiers up top here. Like if I do one trigger tick, I get right away, like I can swap to what would be like the Rapier. If I'm on this weapon right here, the same trigger swap gets me to the Rapier as well. So
Okay, so there is a problem with this particular method. In Dark Souls 3, it was somewhat reasonable because you couldn't order your stuff by acquisition. But essentially, if you are going to organize your menus correctly, then you have technically access to 8 different weapons through your D-pad. Whereas with the method of use of the 25 weapons next to each other for the sake to make like a, you know, scroll them by the row, then you kind of giving yourself only 2 choices when it comes to the quick access. This is like essentially, yeah, for the sake of consistency, it might make sense, but you are kind of lowering your swap choices, I would say. Plus, on top of that, you still can use L2 and R2 button when you are using the order by acquisition and you are using the less amount of the weapons than 25 of the same weapon next to each other. And because of that, I, for example, have stuff usually organized that when I click the R2, I am moving to the ranged options, and this is like, for example, cannon, great bows, bows, and so on. When I click L2, I move to the parrying options, or actually the other way around. You got the point, yeah? Essentially, because of that, I organize my menus that out of my main weapon, I can go to basically technically 10 different options. What he says, it has sense, but it has like also the downsides. Like first of all, like you just simply have less options. When it comes to the hard swapping, it's just gonna take you longer to, for example, get to things that you essentially want to use. But like, you know, we are talking here about basically difference in milliseconds, yeah? Especially if you have like a build up like muscle memory and you know where something is. And second of all, the second problem is just organizing that stuff. Because every time you are going to like preferably edit something, yeah, then you're gonna have to take out all these weapons. And it takes a while.
Harambe, holy shit, thank you.
Harambe subscribed to him. Holy shit. Why I have no Harambe subscribing to me? Am I worse? What the fuck is that?
So much. So yeah, that's the idea with the optimal inventory layout. It's to get consistency, and that's why you get so fast with these swaps, because like it's always the same swap every time.
Okay, so like this is basically everything that he said. Like it makes sense. There is always like it's somewhat of the good technique, I guess. It's just that organizing that shit is fucking hell. Yet again, I'm saying here, like Dark Souls 3 had that problem that you couldn't organize your inventory in whatever way you want. In the case of Elden Ring, you actually can because of the order of acquisition. So ultimately, I would say that I'm not really sure if that makes much sense overall to do it, because like you kind of like, yes, you can for the sake of consistency, but you're lowering the skill ceiling. So yeah, this is up to you essentially. It's an interesting method nonetheless. Hello, gamer.
Harambe just subscribed, an anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Harambe.